Hello, hello. My name's Dr. Taylor Goodwin, a naturopathic doctor, and today we're going to be doing an identification in the wild on this guy, Plantago major. Now, Plantago major is extremely useful. One of the reasons is because it's so common. You can find this on every continent besides Antarctica, and so whenever you need it, it tends to be nearby. It is wound healing, especially in the sense of connective tissue. Vulnerary is the technical term for that action. The connective tissue, it helps by being astringent, which helps reduce inflammation in any tissue and remove swelling, which often can happen in connective tissue disorders. And so it squeezes out all of the bad stuff, if you will, and then allows nutrients to come in. Every cell produces waste. And when that hangs around, inflammation will kick up. If you have an autoimmune condition, then the triggers of that autoimmune reaction can also be free-floating and hang around, and so astringency will help drive those out. Sometimes the triggers are bound to the cells, and so it won't get rid of all inflammation. It depends on the cause and whether or not it's a free-floating one or one that's a part of the structure of the connective tissue. But it can be quite helpful, and in fact, I have a connective tissue autoimmune disease, and it helps mine quite a bit. So, it is wound healing, helps connective tissue. It also helps prevent connective tissue breakdown. It preserves collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid, and protects them against any venoms from snakes or spiders that might break those particular things down. It deactivates the enzymes that try to chew them up. In other words, it takes away the weapons of some venoms and protects us from them. It also is a mild diuretic, making you pee a little bit more, so we get rid of some toxins. But mostly, it's a vulnerary. Now, how do we identify this? Well, first we see these flower spikes. These are the easiest to see from afar off and can hone you in on where this guy is. So, if we go ahead and we move over here, we'll take a look at another one. So these flower spikes, you can go ahead and see from afar off. There are no leaves coming off of a flower spike. All the leaves are coming from a central point down in the ground. And so, all the leaves coming from a central point. And so, since they're all coming from the ground, we call it basal, or ground level. They come out in a circle around it, so we call that a rosette, because a rose has petals going out in every direction, all around it. So this is a basal rosette. That's the leafing pattern that we look for plantain. So we've got a flower spike with no leaves coming off of its stem. We've got a basal rosette. Now let's look at the leaf itself. Didn't get a leaf stalk right there, but we did get one of the fibers. So on the leaf, there are very thick parallel veins on the back, and they are so thick that you'll have fibers stick out sometimes. And if you tear it, the toughest part of the leaf is definitely the veins. So we're going to grab one more where we get a leaf stalk here. Take a look at that vein pattern. They're all parallel. They don't rejoin at the tip. They all just kind of go up their own way. Now take a look at the stalk. That remind you of any vegetable? Celery. So you get a U-shaped celery bend. Some of them are even more bent than this one. But you still get the celery shape. And the stalk has the fibers running through it, and they leave little holes there. Sometimes the fibers continue to stick out as well when you tear it. So, if you see the parallel veins sticking out, very tough, and then a simple leaf shape like this, along with these spikes and a basal rosette, that's plantain. Plantago major. Excellent plant. You can eat it straight. It's a pot herb. It's very safe. Class 1 safety, which means, yeah, it's basically just a food. So, the larger the leaf, the more bitter it'll be, but enjoy. I eat a leaf a day, personally.